It's Monday. It's another week on KBS. How are you all doing out there? No 30-minute warning today, Polly. I will explain why in a moment. Dang, things got confusing before we got going here today. I'm easily confused, as you all know. It's another crazy day in Clownworld, and I've got some stuff to prove it. I'll be with you in just a moment. Kick back, chillax. It's the KBS pre-show stream. And we have got Orange Head. Good to see you, Orange. We've got Zoe, Lewis, and Orange has got a new listener with her today, or him. There's me guessing people's genders again. Bad on me. Ross, a big shout out to you, brother. Ronald is in there. We've got Polly, Eli. Who else is kicking about in there? We got Rose. We've also got Lewis, Spooky Andy, and I suspect it's going to be a very compact and bijou little cozy stream that we have today. Reason being, they've gone and changed things on the back end of YouTube, and being creatures of habit like us humans are, we build up a muscle memory. We go through a process of how to do things. And for so long, it's been pretty much standard how I come online and do my stream. So the minute they throw something new into the mix, it all goes horribly wrong. I went live for 17 seconds and I didn't know it. Thankfully, I wasn't picking my nose or anything like that. But we're here, we're live, and like I say, it might just be us today. There might just be a few of us. So I'm glad you could all make it. It's going to be another great week of shows over on KBS. We're kicking it off in style today, and it's Charlie Robinson is going to be with me. Good friend, author, researcher, and a podcaster of macro aggressions. It's two toxic dudes talking some real talk about the state of the world. We're going to be getting into the whole Shadowgate thing. We'll be talking about Smith-Mundt, all these kind of good things. And of course, we'll be lacing it with our really inappropriate comedy along the way. So I hope you can join me for that right after this. It's not going to be a long one today, but I couldn't not stream today because you people out there, you are going to the next level in helping support the channel. And it's the very least that I can do. I had a lovely day off on Saturday, so I can't say I'm not getting time off. I had a lovely day, recuperated. Great show last night with Bill Bean, Travis Short, and Derek Stroman. Now, Derek, I had the pleasure of going on his Baltimore Access TV show with Bill, and I hope to bring him on to the Kev Baker show and maybe a stream or two along the way so you can get to know him a lot better. He's a real salt-of-the-earth type of guy. Thinks along the similar lines that we do. Long-time viewer, watcher of the show as well. So that's always a good thing, right? And we're more than a show here. We're not quite a cult. Don't say that. I'm sure some people will try and claim that. But KBS, it's more about a way of thinking. And I often try and provide you with the information. Like I say, I provide, you decide. And what you do with it is up to you. But there's a part of me that hopes you carry that kind of attitude forward as well. You know, if you get into a conversation, if you get into the company where these things come up, you give them what you know, but don't force anything on people. And always remember to respect everyone else's journey as much as you would like them to respect yours. And that's as deep as I get on a Monday. That's about it for deepness. And just another day in Clownworld. Telling you, I love my science. You know I love my science. And today we combine science with something that's triggered me for a good while now. And if you cast your mind back, you might remember getting a good laugh at me when I was getting triggered over mankles. Remember my brother was going about sockless. He would have like skin tight jeans on and really kind of skin tight chinos, and he'd have no socks on and like dress shoes. And it's a thing, right? Dudes with their ankles out. Never good. Well, I've got a warning for all these mankle wearers. Yes, they are doomed to failure. Do you know how I know that mankle type guys are doomed to failure? Because the world's leading scientists, yes, some of the most budding geniuses in the world, have got together and they've gone and done a scientific study on what your socks say about you. And little did you know, ladies and gentlemen, little did you know that simple item of hosiery, that little sock, that humble little foot covering, it's the secret to success. I'm not making it up. It's 2020. Harvard scientists have literally been working on this. Like I say, I'm not making this up. I don't need to make this up. Come and check this out. And Anne's just got in from work, so I'm like Mr. Doubtfire here. I've got a pie cooking. I'm doing a stream. I'm going to obviously say hello to my lovely other half in a moment. And I've got banging content, right? Because a study by Harvard has found an interesting marker of success, and it's your socks. So I always remember being told when I was younger, pull your socks up. I didn't know it was literally the secret to success. I don't know if using Justin Trudeau might be the best example to show and to maybe typify what you're meaning here. But hey, it's all in the eye of the beholder, I suppose. I'm not making it up. Harvard scientists. Now, when I hear Harvard scientists, I'm thinking of the next big invention, the next big breakthrough, maybe curing cancer, something like that. No, little did we know they're all sitting about talking about socks. And you thought this show was a waste of time. You see, my time is put to far better use than even the top scientists in the world, because I get to come along and commentate on this craziness. Absolute craziness. And did you like how I chose a kind of a pair of clown feet for the thumbnail today? Had to be done. So it says a study by Harvard University has found an interesting marker of success. Socks. So if you're one of these guys out there who likes to trigger me and show off his mankles, haha, last laugh is on you, buddy. You're destined to have a pretty mediocre kind of career path like me. Just saying. So it says the stereotype of outlandishly dressed entrepreneur, leader, or successful person may be based in some truth. Researchers, if you can really call them that, how do you research socks? Researchers at Harvard have found that successful people often display nonconformist tendencies, such as those in the world of serious dealings, choosing to wear brightly coloured socks. The study, entitled, you ready folks, you ready for it? The Red Sneakers Effect. Looked at, it deserves to, right? It does.
How dare you!
The title, or sorry, the study entitled The Red Sneakers Effect. It sounds like the Red Shoe Diaries. Remember the Red Shoe Diaries? That had David Duchovny in it. David Duchovny was Mulder out of X-Files, and we could have him play like the lead part in The Red Sneakers Effect. Hey, maybe he's desperate for work. They all pretty much are at this point, right? And it looked at how people reacted to nonconformity and how it shaped their perceptions of nonconformists, such as someone who wore red sneakers in a professional setting. It concluded, thank goodness. But, I mean, how long have you been waiting to know this? How long have you been staring at people's, what do you call it? Socks. Staring at people's feet. Not for perverse reasons, and thinking, I can tell a lot about that guy about his socks. Nobody's ever done that. Nobody's ever done that. I would challenge anyone to prove to me that's ever been done. If you were ever out for a cup of coffee with a mate and he says, oh, okay, look at the socks on that guy there, I bet he's a banker. You'd go, what are you talking about? Come on. Or you could look at this the other way. Maybe I'm giving you a valuable life secret here. Maybe I'm hacking the matrix for you. See that little child of yours? Go and buy it. Crap loads of wacky socks. Make it wear wacky socks. Embrace wacky socks. You see where I'm going with that? You might be like Musk. We need to get Musk on the show. Did you wear wacky socks as a child, Elon? Or Geordie? I could literally message Geordie. He might think that's a little bit weird. We've not spoken months and I'm asking what kind of footwear and socks he wore as a child, but you see how it goes? You see how and tell me. The point being, the point I thought I had to bring this up today is, just why is this even a thing? Why is it even a thing? You can't tell me, well, this is to justify some grant. Well, if you're justifying a grant, what's the point in having it if you're just going to pour it into studying people's socks? I have no idea. Heard a brilliant quote the other day. Brilliant quote. And we'll go back to this in a moment. But it was Ben Gertzel. You know that wacky dude that wears crazier hats than me? Him that's trying to achieve artificial general intelligence. And you know that feeling you get when somebody's looking at you right in the side of the head? Well, let me just finish this bit. And then he said, and I quote, and I love this. I think it was his father that said this to him. He said, science progresses one funeral at a time. Now, I know that might sound a bit morbid, but when you think about it, I think he's pretty much hit the nail on the head. I'll be back in just a moment. The boss is calling. Enjoy my slick graphics for a moment, if you will, and I shall be back. Lewis, I love that typo. Anne is behind him, relaxing his couch. Yes, Anne is gently massaging the sofa. She's tending to the couch's needs. Over here in Scotland, I don't know about where you live, but the sofa's called the couch. So, that makes me giggle. Maybe Anne's got some kind of furniture kink going on. I don't know. Oh, there she is behind me. Oh, I got the look. Next in, it's the shoe. Next on, it's the shoe. And for anyone who doesn't know, and I'm probably going to get the shoe modelled for our little graphical display here. It's only fair that I show you the full form of the shoe that comes at me. But, yeah. How did we get onto that? Oh, that's right. Lewis was implying that Anne has got a kink for furniture. So, let's get back into this. I've got another crazy science one after this as well, folks. Don't you worry. So it says here, our research examines how third-party observers, they make it sound like the Men in Black are going about recording what socks people are wearing, interpret such violations of conventional norms in terms of status and competence attributions. The guy should be taking English, do we think, as opposed to science? He's a pretty good writer. We demonstrate that non-conforming behaviour as a costly and visible signal can operate similarly to conspicuous consumption and, as compared to conforming behaviour, lead to inferences of enhanced status and competence in the eyes of others. So the next time you decide that you're just going to order your socks online, you know, you just think, I can't even be bothered leaving the home anymore. You're ordering your socks. Bear in mind that the AI can tell something about you just because of your socks. You think I'm making it up, do you? No, see, it's watching all the time. And your socks say a lot about you. So it says here the theory was tested in high-end and boutique stores. Well, can I just say you're kind of maybe skewing the data set just a little there. I don't want to get pedantic over a study about people's socks, but maybe I should. If you're going to somewhere that's high end and anywhere that calls itself a boutique store, I mean, if I take Glasgow for an example, I don't know many Glaswegians of a status that shop in a boutique store. You get me? You feel me? Usually it's Primark or somewhere where you get 3 pair of socks for £1. You ain't going to know high-end kind of shopping experience if you're in the majority of people in Glasgow. And I'd imagine goes for the majority of people around the world. So already you've skewed the evidence. You're going to a population that is going to be on average above the kind of... are we still going out live here? I think we are. I think we might be. I don't know. There's only 15 of us. I knew it'd be a quiet one. But you see where I'm going with that, right? So, rubbish. We're going to move on from this rubbish experiment. We've now proven that your socks mean nothing. Don't you let anyone judge you by your socks. You judge a man by his fruit, not by his socks. Unless you send in crazy, military-trained cyborg locusts. Yeah, indeedy. Now, this one here, I can kind of see more of a scientific kind of slant to this. Absolutely. You know, I've watched The Hurt Locker. You know, it's not pleasant. So if you could get something remote, like a little locust, and send it in and do a job like that, psh, hey, who am I to argue? Certainly the guy The Hurt Locker dude isn't going to argue, is he? And it makes you wonder. Makes you wonder about these locusts that are going about the world right now. If I was David Duchovny and I was right down in his X-Files hole, but it's hard to say. I might be tempted to say that the locusts are actually trained cyborg locusts, and they're forming up for a battle with the murder hornets. It's 2020, it could happen. It might happen up on the Nazca lines in Peru. We'll just see the two sides swarming off against each other. And there'll still be people that say, no, they're all fake. They're all drones. There'll still be people that say, no, they're all fake. And might even be the odd person to tell you the Nazca lines are fake as well. Why? Because that's the kind of world we live in now. It's 2020, keep up. Says, if you want to enhance. Oh, what is that all about? Okay. So if I keep it on that size. So size does matter. Allegedly. Oh, we've got a super chat coming in. We do. Jason, you're going to love tonight's show. Absolutely love it. You always love it when Charlie's on. And remember, you catch that on TFR Live and over at Discord. I forgot the name of it there. Now I'm waiting for this to come in. Hopefully it'll come in. But let me just read a little bit of this. It says, if you want to enhance a locust to be used as a bomb-sniffing bug, there are a few technical challenges that need solving before... There we go, before Bart comes running in.
PPP please, thumbs up. Why can't anyone photograph grizzlies wearing shoes or socks? Because they have bare feet.
Oh, Jason. Absolutely fantastic. And Jason, we're going to be doing Freaky Friday this week with Andy. If you fancy coming and hanging and chilling with us, that'll definitely be, sounds good to me, brother. No pressures, though. We can sort that out in the background. But I like that, dude. I did like that. So then, it says here, now it says you'll probably have to have a few challenges before making it a cyborg locust. I would say that kind of stands to reason. I don't need to be a Harvard scientist to work that one out. But if I was a Harvard scientist, I'd probably be staring at people's feet. Anyway, what is that all about? So, is there some way to direct the locust, to tell it where to go, and to do its sniffing? And because the locust can't speak, worryingly, in brackets here it's got yet, is there a way to read the brain of these cyborg bugs to know what they're smelling? Is that going to be the next big technological leap where maybe something like the neural link? Elon Musk has said how it could expand human hearing So we'll be able to hear more infrasounds and be aware of more of the acoustic sounds all around us, right? But what if it can, like, expand heaps of other things as well? And what if eventually, I know it's right far out there, but sci-fi stuff, right? We're in sci-fi now, folks. This is science fiction world. What if we can literally Dr. Doolittle it? We can talk to the animals. Why not? There's people like dog whisper and horse whisper and all kind of animal whisper. And I get it. 99% of them ain't whispering to nothing, apart from people's wallets and people's needs and desires and wants and things like that. I get it, but there are some people that can speak to animals. Sounds bizarre, I know. And what would animals say to us if we could hear them? What would trees and plants and everything else? Polly in the chat room, you know, we talked about the plants and things like that when he was on the show recently. And that in itself, you could probably spend your whole lifetime looking into that kind of cool, crazy, amazing relationship that we have with things that we usually don't even pay attention to most of the time. 99% of the population couldn't tell you one plant for another. I am that way, so I'm not like belittling anyone out there. But yeah, just imagining opening up all these different realms around us that might be here anyway. Yeah. I think in ancient times we probably tuned into more of this stuff, and I'd imagine that, you know, the people that were kicking around with the kind of magic and science that came or got hidden away in the mystery schools, you know, I don't think they probably spent too long sitting around pyramids looking at the kind of footwear or the hosiery of people of the day. I don't think I don't think that's what advanced their high technology. I don't think that's what got them to be building the monuments that we still see here, probably tens of thousands of years later today. Yeah, I said that about the pyramids, tens of thousands of years. Why? I don't know. One thing I do know is that the date they give us is wrong. And maybe that's why we get so much bunk coming at us. Maybe scientists are spending too much time on, you know, looking at socks and doing things that really ain't advancing mankind. I mean, even if they were to, I mean, what kind of amazing revelation could come from observing the socks that people wear? Do you get me? I mean, do you grow up wanting to be the next Einstein, only to feel fulfilled in life when you're sitting checking socks off on a list? But you'll have letters after your name. You'll be cool. You'll probably have papers out, the red sneakers theory paper and stuff like that. But really, is that what you want to be doing with it all? I don't know. Well, listen, I've got one more story to get to, and I need to go and get Charlie. I'm really glad you could make it today. I'm glad anyone could make it because we had a bit of a disaster on the back end. We'd set a stream up. Why am I saying we? Am I calling myself the royal we now? That's very problematic. Very problematic indeed, if that started. But I'm going to be back in just a moment. A big shout out to Connie. Connie, it's your fault that my eyeballs look the way they look today. I can barely even see my own eyeballs on the monitor in front of me. So I'll let all of you great people read into that. And if you look at this graphic carefully, you'll see it's got a selection of all of our favourite, not favourite, but regular guests on the Kev Baker Show. Pretty cool, huh? No particular order, folks. Stop trying to read into things. Some patterns ain't there. Yes, Nacy, you're on that list. Look at you. Nano girl. Yeah. See, Jimmy. Telling you. Think that's what it is, Rick? Do you think it's like some coded message between some holy order of the hosiery kind of branch of Freemasonry? Is that what it is, man? Do you think that's what it could be? Could there be like a quest for the holy sock? Is that what it actually is at the bottom of Oak Island? Is it just a sock? Dang, dude. You done it. You figured it out. Maybe. I know, right? That's kind of worrying when you start, like, identifying as the royal we. I mean, I know I have a laugh and a joke about Dave, but, I mean, it's a laugh and a joke. Don't literally have, like, another me. But you see me without the hat now, maybe one with a hat. Was that Twitch in there? Maybe I was shape-shifting. I'm sure one of my trolls will probably make a video of that. Look, 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 he's shifting, he's shifting. Big shout out to Connie, if you're out there. Dang, dude. I really need to move to America. That's all I'm going to say. Really need to move to America. I got a lovely parcel this morning. Lovely parcel this morning. And yeah, big shout out to Connie. Hats off. I would take the hat off, but it's abomination under there. It's not pretty. It's not clever. And we've got one last crazy thing to take a look at. This probably isn't just something that's confined to 2020. I would imagine this is a branch of madness that's been going on for some time. I've noticed since I was quite young that the Guinness Book of Records brings out sometimes the very best in people, but often it brings out the very craziest and silliest in people as well, right? And you look at some of these things and you think, how did you even think of that? Well, we're going to take a look at one of those type of stories today before I head on over, get Charlie and get ready for the most banging, the #1 abnormal, paranormal, supernatural show in this world and many others, right? But we're going to take a look at the very cutthroat world of underwater bench pressing. Yeah, I came across this today. I thought, what? And again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is just a 2020 phenomena. No, no, no. I would imagine these people have been participating at this crazy little sport for probably so much longer than I would care to imagine. But check this out, folks, and we'll turn it down because we'll keep the noise down. And I've speeded it up, actually. We'll show it normal speed to begin with. I suppose that's only fair. Yeah, it is normal speed. So when they get back underwater, we'll see what's happening here. I think we get the gist of it, though, right? It looks like there's a good squad of these people actually do this. Who do you think came up with this idea, folks? Really? And then when you speed it up, it starts to get a little bit crazy. It's like, wow. You see what I'm saying? Bearded chap there. We don't need that. Whoa. Don't need that either. Bearded chap. There we go. More of that. Look at the dude go, man. Yep, it's a thing. So, a Russian athlete broke a Guinness World Record when he went underwater and bench pressed a 110-pound barbell 76 times before coming up for air. I bet you they called him Fish when he was growing up, right? He had to have been called Vitaly the Fish. Vitaly Vivchar of Tomsk, half human, half fish, said he trained for 2 months, not buying it, Vitaly, before taking on the record on Thursday at Lebzya Lake. You better watch Putin doesn't catch a wind of this, because I bet you Vladimir will turn round and he'll say, just so you know, I done like 5,000 of these in 10 seconds. And he'll smash the record, right? When he plays ice hockey every year, folks, he always scores about 9 goals. Funnily enough, people tend not to tackle Vladimir. But it says here, he said, his feat combined his skills as a champion weightlifter with his amateur hobby of free diving. Now, free diving for me is up there with like base jumping. That's for crazy people. If it's your thing, have at it. I can't even watch the videos that you people produce because I feel ill even thinking about it. Some people are into it, feel like a bit of an adrenaline rush where you're almost like choking yourself to death underwater. Who am I to argue if that's your journey that you're on? What did I say at the start of the show? Got to respect everyone's journey, right? So, the fish managed 76 repetitions. Big shout out to all you 76ers out there. Beating the previous record set by a US man, Greg Whitstock, by 14. Now, the question is Big Whitstock going to come back and challenge again? Oh, that's all. They leave us hanging. They leave us hanging, folks. And it's almost time for me to leave you hanging as well, but it's only for a short time because I'll be back with Charlie Robinson real soon. I'm going to come into the chat room, see what people are saying. It's very chilled today. It's very relaxed. It's our Monday chillax stream. Ease my way into the KBS week by getting into it with Charlie Robinson when he comes on at 10 o'clock UK. That's 5 o'clock on the East Coast, 2 o'clock on the West Coast. Goodness knows what time it is down under. I think in Norway, 11 o'clock. I know, we've got listeners in Norway. Go figure. Big shout out to Sid. Big shout out to all of you out there. They say, I love that joke, but how do you circumcise a whale? You need divers. Yes, and of course, if you're listening to this, you can probably see the chat. Anyway, you don't need me to read it out. Let's see Kev do it in Nessie's home. Do what? Do what? Oh, you mean like underwater weightlifting? You having a laugh? That barbell, it weighed more than me. And not for me. Definitely not. I could live stream it if anyone else wants to partake in that. You don't want to be spending too long in Loch Ness anyway. You get these crazy people that decide to swim the length of it, about 26 miles. And they have to get like covered head to toe in like this goose fat and crazy layers of stuff because it is absolutely freezing. If you fall in there, it's not like drowning that'll get you, it's the cold. It's crazy, yeah. So, what else have we got there? We have got Zoe. There's people that go there to do international trade too. I must have, see, this is when you come in on the tail end of a good conversation. That's what happens. Rose, I couldn't agree more. These are people with too much time on their hands. Imagine the productive the productive lives they could be leading if they just ditched that training for the underwater bench pressing and maybe spent it listening to Kev Baker or any of your favourite shows out there that you go and listen to. Maybe they should dive down the rabbit hole of woo like the rest of us. None else for it in 2020, right? It's easier underwater, says Jason. Said like a man who can bench press like a bear with no socks on. There you go. Oh, Lewis, it's freezing, brother. Absolutely freezing. Never knew Loch Ness is cold. Yeah, very, very. Because it's such a large body of water, even if we get like a lovely summer, it's taken a lot to warm that fella up. And then we get hellish winters, so yeah, you can see how that's going. What else is happening in there? Zoe's talking about where lots of surfers go. I actually know a surfer, Jess, who comes on the show, her husband Dan. Remember they came on together the first time? He's a surfer. So, yeah, never tried surfing myself. Not my thing. Went sailing one time. That felt a bit kind of soy for me, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm not the kind of sailing guy. You see me in a pair of yacht shoes and like cut off chinos and little hat. And in fact, you probably could. Rick says, ditch the barbell and pull your socks up. Exactly. I bet if we inspected their socks, there wouldn't be many socks. The type of people that don't wear socks, Rick. And I would imagine you being old school like me. I'd imagine a man with no socks on offends you greatly. I know it does for me. Flipper. Flipper. Brilliant, man. Surfing is most awesome. Do you remember the show Flipper? Remember that? I think it was Scott Lopez I said to the other night, the ultimate Mandela effect would be if you woke up one day and it was called Flopper. And Skippy was called Scappy. Something like that. Then you would know. Then you would know we've got problems, folks. The littlest hobo is called the littlest weirdo or something like that. I don't know. And on that note, I'm just talking mints. And it's time for me to head on over, get Charlie, get ready for the main show. And I want to thank you all for being here today. I hope I gave you a little bit of a laugh. You know, scientists looking at people's socks to try and work out how successful they are. You've got locusts been trained to sniff out boom, boom, bang things. Probably triggered the algorithm earlier on, but hey, it's all good. And never fear, because there's always a Russian weightlifter who can smash the Guinness Book of Records when it comes to underwater bench pressing. Who knew? No, I honestly mean it. Who knew? So until next time, folks, keep it real, and you know what I say about keeping your mind open, right? Keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo.